when you want to remove an event handler in JavaScript, it's very similar to adding an event handler, but there's a little bit more involved. First, let's see what this example does. So I have this blue button that says click me, and when I click it, I see the alert. It simply shows an alert. And next to it is an unbind button. So when I click the unbind button, you can see that now clicking the click me button does nothing. The click me button no longer works. That's because the event handler for the click me button has been removed. So let's see how this all works. Here I have a function declaration called click event handler. It's not an anonymous function, it's a function declaration. Next, I use document.getElementById and I pass it click me. So that gives us a reference to the button with the ID of click me. Then I chain on the add event listener method. So I'm adding an event listener for the click me, or the element with the ID of click me, passing it two arguments: the name of the event, the click event, and then I'm passing it a reference to the function declaration that I created earlier up here. This is very important, and we'll find out why in just a minute or two, but just keep in mind that when you create your event listener, the second argument, it's better to not use an anonymous function. It's better to use the name of a function declaration or a function expression, but you need to reference that function. So next up, we once again use document.getElementById and pass it unbind. This line right here gives us a reference to the button with the ID of unbind. That's the orange button. So that we then chain the add event listener method, passing it two arguments. First, the name of the event, click. We're creating a click event handler. And then we're passing an anonymous function to say execute this code when the element with the ID of unbind is clicked. Inside of that event handler, we're using the document.getElementById method one more time and passing it click me. So we're referencing the blue click me button again, and we're using the remove event listener method. That's a method you use to remove an event listener. It's the opposite of add event listener. Remove event listener takes two arguments. The first argument is the name of the event. In this case, it's click. And the second argument is a reference to the function you're removing as the handler. And this is the reason why using an anonymous function up here on line number 9 would be a problem. We need to be able to reference the function that we added as the event handler. So we pass in the name of the function here, and then when we remove the event listener here on line 18, we're actually passing it the name of that function declaration. So we're saying remove this function as the click handler for this element right here. And as a result, when we click originally, the blue button works. And then when we click the unbind button, the blue button no longer works. And that's because we removed the event handler by using the remove event listener method, passing it the name of the event, and then a reference to the event handler or the function that was provided originally when we added the event listener.